this afternoon. She wrote, "You weren't joking. You hide your misogyny and your racism behind your jokes on ABC. This was a dog whistle to the violent left to assault me or worse." And you're misspelled "you're," of course. Well, that's nice. She thinks I have fans. I guess that's good. But now listen, not only don't I condone death or any kind of threats against anyone, especially as I get dozens of them a week myself. Compute this woman, you may remember, she's the one who endorsed fringe conspiracy theories and repeatedly indicated support for executing prominent Democratic politicians. Now she's dialing 911 because she got made fun of.
Grumpy Trumpy's at it again, but this time he's not just tweeting, he's threatening to sue Jimmy Kimmel over a roast. Can you believe it? Kimmel called MTG a Klan mom, and suddenly Trump's acting like his diaper's in a twist. Is this the comedy feud of the century, or just another day in Trump's tantrum-filled world? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when comedians could poke fun at politicians without starting World War III? Well, those days are long gone, folks. Jimmy Kimmel, our late-night jester, decided to spice things up with a zinger about Marjorie Taylor Greene. He dubbed her Klan mom and suggested she could use a Will Smith-style slap.
On our show Tuesday night, MTG, Klan mom as we call her, earlier in the day, called 3 of her fellow Republicans pro-pedophile for supporting Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination. She tweets. After she saw it, she tweeted, "ABC contacts my employer. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police." She called the police. After processing the fact that someone called the police on me, believe it or not, this has never happened to me in my life. I tweeted back, I wrote, "Officer, I'd like to report a joke."
Ouch. But MTG didn't just brush it off like dandruff from her shoulder. No, sir. She went full nuclear. Instead of a witty comeback or an eye roll, she filed a report with the Capitol Police. You heard that right. She called the cops over a joke. Picture this. MTG frantically dialing 911, probably yelling about how her feelings got a boo-boo, while Kimmel's probably spitting out his coffee in disbelief. Now, let's rewind a bit. Kimmel's no stranger to political jokes. He's been roasting politicians like marshmallows at a campfire for years. And MTG? Well, she's not exactly known for keeping her controversial opinions to herself. It's like 2 boxers stepping into the ring, except one of them brought the police as their cornerman.
If she's gonna report me to the police, if that's how she wants to play it, I'll report you right back. And I won't go to the police, I'll go to the Justice League. Note to Jimmy Kimmel, not only would Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband make quick work of you, but Rep. MTG herself would make quick work of you. Kimmel would not last too long if he were interested in engaging in unprovoked, terrible violence against this congresswoman. Wearing a mask while Senator Cruz replied to this, that was not written to him, bizarre, 535 members of Congress can attend the State of the Union without wearing masks, still not good enough for Hollywood.
But the real question on everyone's mind was, how would the big cheese, the orange-hued elephant in the room, react to his buddy getting roasted? Would Trump sit this one out or jump into the fray? Well, folks, Trump entered the chat faster than you can say kafif. And surprise, surprise, he wasn't happy. He called Kimmel a loser and demanded ABC fire him. Because apparently, in Trump's world, freedom of speech only applies when you're praising his golf swing or his totally natural hair color. But hold on to your MAGA hats, because this comedy feud is just getting started. It's like watching a reality TV show, except the stakes are somehow both higher and lower at the same time. Will Kimmel back down? Will Trump learn to take a joke? Will MTG realize the police have better things to do than referee comedy routines?
Hey, you know, all these crazy people in Congress, all of these low IQ individuals in Congress right now, there's one guy who's responsible for that, and that's Donald Trump.
First, new evidence tonight that we, you, the American people, all of us, we were all lied to.
Frankly, we did win this election.
We were lied to by Joe Biden.
Obama, amnesty. Amnesty, Obama amnesty.
What kind of president needs a note card to answer a basic and predictable question.
Stay tuned because this circus is far from over. The punchlines are flying, the tweets are blazing, and somewhere in America, a bald eagle is weeping into its star-spangled banner. Who knew politics could be funnier than actual comedy shows? Remember when Trump's tweets were the talk of the town? Well, he might have lost his Twitter megaphone, but he's found a new playground on Truth Social. And boy, did he have some choice words for our late-night funny man. But here's the million-dollar question. Can the guy who used to run the country really sue a comedian for cracking jokes? Picture this. Trump at Mar-a-Lago, phone in one hand, burger in the other, furiously typing on Truth Social. His face is probably as red as a tomato, but let's be real, that's just his normal shade these days. Our former commander-in-chief isn't just calling Kimmel names anymore. Nope, he's gone full lawyer mode, threatening to sue Kimmel for defamation, because apparently jokes are now more dangerous than, oh, I don't know, trying to overturn an election. But here's the kicker, can a former president actually sue a comedian for making jokes? Legal experts are scratching their heads on this one. They're saying it's a tough sell, especially since humor often falls under protected speech. It's like trying to sue a fish for swimming. Good luck with that, Donnie.
He's been sending very cleverly coded messages, narrating what he sees, maybe more clearly than anyone, the brazen and unchecked hypocrisy we're being bombarded with every day.
We're going to beat this coronavirus, or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to beat it soundly.
And Biden's lies are so bad that even the Washington Post is calling him out for his lies.
The Washington Post new report out today
is poorly read from a teleprompter.
They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future.
And today, yet again, he struggled to get words out.
Anonymous, really, Ed.
Speaking of luck, let's take a trip down memory lane. Trump's got a history of threatening lawsuits like he's handing out Trump University diplomas. But how many of these threats actually turn into real lawsuits? About as many as Trump's actual electoral victories. Not many at all. Now, you'd think Kimmel would be shaking in his boots, right? Wrong. Our late night hero decided to double down instead. He's now referring to Trump as Donnie Diapers. I guess when life gives you lemons, you make diaper jokes. But the real question is, how will other comedians and late night hosts react to this threat? Will they cower in fear, or will they join the roast fest? Well, folks, it looks like the comedy world is rallying behind Kimmel faster than Trump can say fake news. They're not just defending Kimmel's right to joke, they're treating it like a full-on free speech crusade. As this feud escalates, who's really winning this war of words? On one side, we've got a former president threatening to sue over jokes. On the other, we've got comedians uniting to defend their right to make fun of politicians. It's like a weird reality show where the stakes are both ridiculously high and laughably low at the same time. Stay tuned, folks. This comedy showdown is far from over. So here we are at the end of this wild ride. Who would have thought a few jokes could cause such a ruckus? It's like watching a comedy show where the hecklers are running the country. Trump and MTG are acting like comedy is more dangerous than, I don't know, trying to mess with elections or spreading wacky conspiracy theories. When did we start caring more about punchlines than actual policies? It's as if the real issues have taken a back seat to hurt feelings and Twitter tantrums. Maybe if our politicians spent less time whining about jokes and more time fixing problems, we wouldn't need comedians to point out the absurdity of it all. But hey, in these crazy times, laughter might be our best defense against the nonsense. So keep laughing, folks. It might not fix everything, but it sure beats crying about the state of our politics.